Hello and welcome to this Board Game Life. I'm your host, Mark, and today I'm going in the Wayback Machine, and I am unboxing Santiago De Cuba from Eagle-Gryphon Games. Welcome to Santiago, the second largest city in Cuba, home of legendary rum and birthplace of the Revolucion. The chaotic streets hum with the sound of bustling crowds and busy commerce. Cargo ships constantly arrive and depart from the port. Demand is continuous, if unpredictable, for a supply of local products such as exotic fruits, sugar, rum, tobacco, and cigars. In Santiago de Cuba, your business card says broker, but in reality, you're a shady wheeler dealer who arranges deals with the locals and with corruptible officials to move goods and meet the demand of those ever present cargo ships. And your ability to procure those goods is only as reliable as your connections. At the start of the game, 9 locals, the Cubans, are randomly arranged on a path around Santiago, with the port being the 10th location on the circuit. Each Cuban has a different ability. For example, give a player 2 tobacco, give a player a good of his choice, force opponents to give you something, give money or victory points, and seize a building or allow a player to use a previously seized building. What are these buildings? At the start of the game, 12 buildings are randomly placed on the game board in 4 color-coded groups of 4 color-coded groups of 3. As with the Cubans, these buildings give players a special ability when used. Convert tobacco to cigars, change victory point to money, or vice versa. Increase the value of goods delivered to the ship. Render a Cuban inactive for the next round, and so on. Players will deliver goods to 7 ships throughout the course of the game. The demand for each ship is determined via a die roll. The active player rolls 5 dice, 1 for each type of good, then chooses 4 of the values rolled to represent demand for goods of the same color as the die. All players share a car and travel around the island together. On a turn, the active player can move the car to the next location on the path, whether Cuban or port, for free, or pay 1 peso for each spot moved beyond that. After taking a Cuban action, the player then must move his player piece to a building of the same color as the flower on that Cuban. If he takes an action in a building owned by someone else, that player earns a victory point. 1 Cuban allows a player to use the same building where his piece is currently located. If a player moves to a port, players take turns delivering all goods of one type to the ship to meet demand, adjusting the demand dice as needed. A player earns 2 to 4 victory points for each good delivered. A player doesn't have to deliver goods. If the ship's demand isn't met after everyone delivers or passes, the VP bounty per good is increased by 1 and the ship remains in place, unless the value was already at 4 VP, in which case the ship sails. In this case, or when all the demand is met, a new ship comes into port with new demand values. After 7 ships have sailed, the player earns 1 victory point for every 3 goods still on hand, then tallies their victory points. Player with the most points wins, with ties broken by goods remaining, then money. Each game possesses new tactical challenges for the player, thanks to ever-changing combinations of buildings, Cuban inhabitants, and demand for goods. This game is designed by Michael Rennick. Art is by Michael Menzel and Hans-Georg Schneider. Published by Eagle-Gryphon Games way back in 2011. It's for ages 10 and up. For 2 to 4 players, it takes 40 to 60 minutes to play. All right, now before we get to the table and show you this game, I'm going to ask that you please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you will not miss when we're dropping new content. All right, let's take it and take a look at this game. All right, so this is, again, game came out 2011. I got to play it. I've only played it once. Rob introduced me to this game about 2 years ago. I really enjoyed it. Have been wanting a copy. Got notified the other day through an online retailer that I use to purchase hard to find stuff that a copy was available. Paid a pretty penny for it, but game so far, I haven't looked at it. I haven't opened it. I'm just opening it the first time. I just took the plastic thing they had around it. So, I mean, the box looks in great shape. I don't see any damage. So that's a good start. We've got a rule book in here. And this looks like in really fantastic shape. So the rules are brief. There's only 8 pages to the rule book. And all right, then we've got the board. which is not too big. So you're just kind of going around on this. Again, you'll place buildings up here. You will place the Cubans out here, and then the ships will be. You'll have a ship here in port with the dice, and you'll play for 7 ships total. But you're moving around on each of these spots to get your goods and various things. Oh, more buildings will be down here. So there's yellow, blue, red, and white buildings, and then all the Cubans are here. Then you'll move your car to do these actions as you go around. All right. So this is you. So hey, it came with little containers to hold stuff. That's nice. So somebody had this at some point, because I know that's not going to be. That's certainly not these types of containers are not typical. So. Oh, looks like this one popped open. And let's see. So you do have a little shield that you put up to kind of hide your, everybody kind of, so there's 4 shields here already. So you got your red, your green, your yellow player. He's missing part of his shield. And the blue. So these are to just hide your resources that you have from other players. And so we've got, so here's just, let me zoom in. So I'll zoom in so you can kind of see some of the different. Okay, so here's one of the workers or the Cubans, and then these are some of the buildings. So, I think this one is you can exchange a black cube for 2 victory points, or a red cube for, or a red good for 2 victory points. And I don't remember all of these. I'll have to look them up. But you go into these buildings. So that's a green building. That's probably yellow. That's I guess a white one. So there's different abilities that are going to be at the bottom. Let's see if there's 3 yellows. Wonder if there's more than that. That looks like a white building. That looks like a white building. So there's some more workers. I think the workers are always out. I don't think there's extras of those. I think they're all. So let me take a quick look at the board again. I think all of these things will be out. I don't remember if there was extras that would be left over. So I thought these things had. I mean, that looks like a white building, but these all look white, built like white. I'll have to take a look. Let me look at the book, see what they say. The building tiles. Okay. It shows the building. All right, so I'm trying to look at, here we go. The buildings. Oh, maybe it doesn't matter. It matters. Oh, it matters what's, gotcha. So I think that's it. These just go out. I think they are just like, all right, let me scroll out, because I did zoom in and then forgot. Let me go back out here. So, right, I said I played it once like 2 years ago. So I think that these buildings just, I think they randomly come out. They don't have anything to do with the color. So there you go. So all the buildings are going to be on the board. Okay. And then so they're all placed out. And that's one thing, because you'll shuffle them and they'll randomly go out. Now they're associated with these different colored flowers. And then you're also going to have, I think these are all going to end up being random as well. So as you move along to these different workers, which Let's see, there should be a car. Looks like I got a plastic boat in here. Might be some upgrades in here. Let's see. Because there is a boat marker to signify how many boats have been filled. But there should be a car. Don't recall what these are for. I'll have to look. Because it looks like there's another boat in here. But we do have our dice. Yeah, I got a little ship. We've got little peoples, which we will. Oh, here's our car. So there's your car, which will start out here. So we're all going to move the same car, and then we have our different dice for our different goods. You can see that they're all in here. So we've got 5 different dice, colored dice, and then all these different, these are the green goods, and we got red and orange, black, and white. So, and then we've got our people, which we'll place onto these different. So once you move the car, then I can take this action, and then I can do a blue building association if I want. I think you put your worker there to do that, if I recall. So, but yeah, that is a look at a rather much older game. Again, 2011. It's a really good game, and I'm pretty excited that it came with some stuff for little compartments for everything to be stored. Now, I will have to look up and see if there is a 3D insert that I can print for my tiles and everything, since, I'll do that here in a minute to see if I can get a 3D print of insert. But it is an old game, and it may not have one yet. So, but again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of look at a much older game, but a very, very fun one. Again, if you get the opportunity to play Santiago De Cuba, check this out. It is a really fun game. I enjoy it a lot, and I cannot wait to play this. All right, thank you so much for watching. We will see you at the table.